Hey friends, in today's video, we are doing a full face of Lisa Eldridge, and I'm so excited about this video. This video has been a long time coming. I have been curious and interested to try these products for forever. I think I might be the last one on the YouTube beauty community to try these products. So I ordered a bunch of products and we're pretty much doing a full face. There were a few products that she doesn't carry, but for the most part, this is entirely Lisa Eldridge. And I'm gonna share with you kind of my honest thoughts. Some of the products really just knocked it out of the park for me, 10 out of 10. And some of them were products that were nice, but I wouldn't repurchase. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, let's get started. I cannot tell you how excited I am to finally be sitting down and filming this video. I ordered these products forever ago. It seems like I have been sitting on this video forever, so my apologies. Okay, you guys, we're gonna get started and kick it off with the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Enhancing Tint. This product is described as being a skin tint, so very light coverage. It also is described as being more like a skincare product, having a lot of skincare benefits to it. So by shaking it, I can tell that it's kind of lightweight and perhaps a little watery. Some of these products I have been using and some of them I'm using for the first time on camera today. So I'll be sure and note to you what I've been using and my opinion of them and then what is kind of like a first impression. This is a first impression. So I picked up the shade T6, by the way, and it does say to shake well before use. So I think I shook it pretty well, but let's just give it one more shake for the heck of it. Let's go ahead and first let's see if we got a good color match. Did we get a good color match? Ooh, it looks perhaps a little light, but the good thing about skin tints is that they are typically very sheer, which means there's more forgiveness in the pigment. So if you order a shade that's slightly too light or a shade that's slightly too dark, it's likely gonna work because they're so sheer that when you blend it into the skin, the pigment is just, there's not a whole lot of pigment to it. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm just gonna apply this with my finger. Without really looking in a mirror, I can say that I like the way this feels. It feels very luxe on the skin. It feels lightweight, but also very silky. Like lightweight, but not watery. It feels like there are some good ingredients in here. I'm laughing because that's not really the best description, but ooh, it feels really nice. Feels very lightweight, very nice. The skin feels hydrated, it feels supple. It feels like I just applied a skincare product. Okay, so moment of truth. Let's take a look at the skin. Ooh, that is lovely. Very beautiful. So it evened the skin tone out. This particular shade, it works for me, but had I ordered the shade slightly darker, I think it would have been a better match. But the skin looks beautiful. A little bit of coverage. I mean, really, you see the skin through it, but it evens it out. It feels incredible on the skin. The skin has luminosity. It looks really lovely. I like this. This is very nice. But since this is such lightweight coverage, I am gonna go in and I'm gonna apply the foundation. This is the Seamless Skin Foundation and I got the shade 13 and I have been playing with this a little bit and I really like this foundation. I have to say the bottle is absolutely beautiful, but my only complaint is you can't stand up the bottle. It doesn't stand up. You know, so you kind of have to just rest it on its side, but it's an absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna shake this up and we're gonna go in and apply this. I did get a pretty good color for this. I like to do about 2 pumps of this foundation and not a whole lot pump out in one. This is what the texture and viscosity look. You can see when it's slowly sliding down the hand, that indicates that it's lightweight enough to where it's sliding and moving, but it's not really thin because if it were really thin, it would slide down pretty quickly. In fact, let me actually show you by demonstrating how the skin tint slides down the skin. Okay, so this is the skin tint. Do you see how fast that's moving down the hand compared to the foundation? It's sliding down much quicker, which indicates that it's more of a lightweight kind of watery consistency, where this is a little bit thicker and a little bit more dense, but still lightweight. Okay, you guys, we are gonna go in with the Nikki LaRose N17 brush to apply this foundation. I'm just gonna pick up a little bit and we're gonna start right here in the center of the face. And I'm just gonna pat the brush to kind of build coverage here. And then when I want to shear out the edge and kind of pull that foundation down, I'm gonna sweep the brush. So this foundation gives a very beautiful radiance to the skin. It's not like super shiny or dewy, but it definitely lights up the face, gives a very healthy glow. It has a natural finish, so it really does look like skin. And I would say the coverage on this is kind of on the more light to medium range. You can get good medium coverage from this, but this is not a full coverage heavy foundation. It's very lightweight. I would say this foundation is nice for mature skin because it's lightweight. It's not going to accentuate texture or fine lines or look heavy. And it just looks absolutely beautiful, beautiful and so natural. It doesn't feel like anything on the skin. It feels very lightweight and breathable. You can build it if you want a little more coverage in certain areas, but I always like to start with the least amount of foundation and then see where I need more and then go in with more where needed. And it actually pairs pretty well over this skin tint. This is the first time that I'm wearing it over the skin tint, and it actually looks, oh my gosh, that looks so good. My skin looks so good. And this match is like perfect for me. It is the perfect match. I think Nikki might have recommended this shade. Don't quote me. I'm pretty sure she told me she loves this foundation. I'm pretty sure when I ordered all these products, I asked her like recommendation on which products to order. And I think she recommended this shade for me and she did a fantastic job. Okay, you guys, we're gonna move on to concealer. Now, I believe Lisa Eldridge does not have a concealer. I did not purchase one. So I'm gonna go in with the new Westman Atelier concealer. This is a lovely, lovely formula, you guys. If you have been considering picking this up, I highly recommend it. I got the shade Atelier M2, and it's a really perfect shade. It actually looks a little darker and peachy, but it cancels out darkness and brightens. This formula feels very silky. It also feels lightweight. It feels creamy. It blends into the skin like effortlessly and it lasts all day. It's really, really beautiful. I'm gonna go in with the Nikki LaRose N14 brush. First, what I'm gonna do is kind of just like spread the product underneath the eye. I like to apply a little in the inner corner, a little in the outer corner, and then kind of meld those two together. And then I'm just gonna let that side sit for a second while I go and do the other side. And just kind of allow a few seconds for it to almost slightly dry down. I'm also gonna take my brush and run it over a little paper towel or like a soft cloth just to remove any excess product, because even though I didn't apply a lot, I applied more than I needed. So I remove that off my brush, then I'm gonna go back out and blend this all out. This concealer is so nice. I talked about this in my favorites video, and I also talked about the Sicily concealer, which is also lovely. That concealer is a pretty penny though. I think it's like $120 for that concealer, which is pretty obscene. Let's just be honest. It's kind of crazy. I bought it when I was doing a campaign for Blue Mercury and I went shopping and I was trying to pick out some new products to test and try. And there was a Sicily rep in there and she hooked me on it and I actually ended up loving it. I don't know that I'll repurchase it, honestly. It's really good, but this is also really good, you know? The Sicily concealer is amazing, but there are also some amazing concealers that are half the price. This one is one of them. And this one is still a, you know, luxury price point. But it's just really nice, lightweight. It blends out beautifully. It's very mature skin friendly. It's so nice. It dries kind of quickly though, but it doesn't feel mattifying. It has like a kind of a natural finish to it, but it dries quickly, which is great because it's not gonna settle or move into fine lines or texture. Oh, so good, you guys. Love this. Definitely, if you've been considering this concealer, give it a try. I think you'll love it. Okay, let's go ahead and move in. I don't have a powder from Lisa Eldridge. I'm pretty sure she does not yet have powders. And I don't have a bronzer. So let's go ahead and just play with the products that I do have, and then we'll go in and fill in the gaps at the end. I might do that off camera. Okay, let's move on to eyes. I'm super excited about the eyes. I have quite a few eye products to play with here. I don't know that I'm gonna get to play with them all because it might just be a crazy look, but I picked up these little liquid eyeshadows and I got the shade Angelica, and this one is beautiful. I have been playing with this one. This was as a shimmer, and it's a really beautiful kind of warm bronze shade. This is what it looks like. I've worn this and I love this. I've worn this by itself and it wears beautifully, shears out really nicely, stays in place, doesn't look dry or cakey. And then I got these two matte ones and I'm excited about these. I think these are new. I got the shade Phoebe. Let's give this a swatch. The next one is Irene. So one's kind of a little more orangey base and one has a little bit more pink. These would be really beautiful by themselves, I have a feeling, but I'm also gonna use this as an eye primer. So we have Phoebe and then we have Irene here. So I'm gonna use the matte ones today because those are ones that I haven't yet played with. Let's move on. I don't have an opinion on these yet, so let's go ahead and form one. I'm gonna start with Irene and I'm going to apply a little bit of this right on the lid. I'm not gonna apply a whole lot because I'm gonna go and apply eyeshadow on top of it. So I'm gonna go in with my N16 brush and I'm just gonna sheer this out. I like this brush to shear this out because it has this little tapered tip so you can get right there in that inner corner. And I just use the flat side of the brush and literally just do a nice soft sheer application. Ooh, that's so pretty. Okay, this is a really pretty color. It's just a nice light neutral, kind of neutral pinky shade. I wouldn't say this is brown, but it's definitely more of a neutral pink. Okay, let's go ahead and take our N14, and I'm just gonna kind of clean up under here because I did sweep this liquid shadow a little far over. And I'm also gonna kind of sweep it up right here because I took it a little too high. Okay, all right, now I'm gonna pick up these two palettes. I picked up the palette Vega and the palette Fawn. Let's go in here and see what we're working with. Okay, so this is the palette Vega. You've got a couple of shimmer shades, topper shades, then you've got a couple of matte shades. Are these matte? Yeah, they're matte, but they have a little bit of a sheen. Okay, look at those. So there's a couple of the shades there. Definitely more of a cool tone palette. Then you also have this one here. Let's see if I can swatch these last two shades for you. Oh yeah, real pretty. So this is very cool tone. You've got a few shades that are a bit more metallic, but even the shades that are more matte have a little bit of a sheen to them. And then we also have this palette Fawn, and I think this is a new launch. Oh, this is beautiful. We're gonna go with this one. Look at how stunning. Look at how stunning that is. Oh my goodness. Let's go ahead and just swatch these on the finger so we can see how lovely these are. Okay, so here are 4 of the shades. All right, and then we've got a black and then a rich chocolate brown. This is what we're gonna play with today. This is kind of my jam. Okay, before we get started, I have to talk about this packaging. It is beautiful. It's like kind of heavy. It's gold. It gives me this like vibe of like the original cosmetics packaging. I'm thinking back to like, not that I remember this, I was not born yet, but like 1950s, 1960s. I toured the Mary Kay headquarters a few months ago, and they still have Mary Kay's office like intact, how it was when she was working in the office. I think she passed away in the early 2000s or late 90s. I might be mistaken there, but they kept her office as it was. And in her bathroom, in her office, she had this drawer of really old, I mean, decades and decades and decades old cosmetics. And it reminds me of this. This reminds me of that very classic, kind of like old school, like original cosmetics. So I really appreciate that. It definitely gives that vibe. And I think there's something special. You know, makeup is so much more than the actual product and formulations that's in here. It's the whole experience. It's the way that a product makes you feel. And there's definitely a feeling and a vibe that I have by using these products. So I'm excited. Let's go ahead and dig into here. I'm gonna go in first with the 212 BK Beauty brush, and I'm gonna go into this shade right here, this really beautiful kind of mid-tone warm brown shade. We're gonna apply this right in the crease to give a little definition. This kind of reminds me of the color of the liquid eyeshadow that we used, but a little bit browner, less pink, but it's still got that same kind of undertone to it. Really pretty. So this texture, let's see what this texture looks like. It's very velvety, very soft. It looks like a matte, but again, it's not a dry matte. It's got a little bit of a sheen and light reflection to it, but it's not shimmery. Kind of build that up right in here. I think the shadow would actually look even better if I had used a lighter eye primer, like something like MAC Soft Ochre, because you could really see the true color of this. It's kind of hard to see with this other shade down, but it's really pretty. Next, we're gonna go in and I'm gonna apply my lid color, and I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It's a really pretty kind of copper, but it looks like it's got some pink tones to it. I'm actually gonna use my finger since I have this on with my finger. This shade actually is a little drier than I expected. Ooh. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, so in texture, this feels drier. Like when I'm rubbing my finger and I'm kind of like, is this gonna translate as nice as I thought? But it actually does. Okay, so this is kind of like a topper shade. That's so beautiful. I hope you can see this on camera. It's like this copper gold, but there are pink reflex to it. It is stunning. Nikki did my makeup one time and she used this topper shade and it was just stunning. And I remember asking her what it was. And I think it was a shade from a Eldridge palette. I don't know which one it was, but I remember when she told me, I was like, okay, note to self, get some Lisa Eldridge products. Okay, next we're gonna go in and I'm gonna take this shade right here and I'm gonna take the BK Beauty 209 brush. It's our tiny little mini shader and I'm gonna load up the brush on both sides with product. And we're gonna place this right in the outer corner of the eye. And we're just gonna use this brush to place the shadow We're not going to use this brush to blend out the shadow. The purpose of using this brush is really just to get it exactly where we want it, which is right here in that outer corner. So we're going to pack, pack, pack. This is like the easiest eye hack when you want to create a look like this where there's a lot of contrast in the outer corner and the inner half of the eye. Use a small, tight brush like this to really lay that product exactly where you want it. Don't worry about it looking pretty or blended at this point. Simply work on placing the shadow there. Then you're gonna go back with a crease brush, something softer and fluffier, and you're just gonna soften the edges of this, okay? This is better and easier because if you were to go in with a crease brush into a dark shadow like this, the odds of you applying too much or spreading it too far or just making a mess are much higher than using a small, dense brush. And it also allows you to keep that look where you get that contrast of like dark and light, but still soft and pretty. And then I'm just taking the 212 brush that we used for the crease and I'm just kind of sweeping it on top of that dark shadow. I didn't add anything to this. I'm seriously just using the fibers, the soft, fluffy fibers to blend this out. And then at this point, you can always go back in with the original crease color. So that would be this one here, if you need a little extra help blending and merging the dark with the light shades. The idea is to get that contrast of dark and light, but you want it to be kind of a seamless transition. Oh my gosh, I cannot get over the skin. So keep in mind, I haven't set with the powder yet, and I feel like the foundation has self-set. It doesn't feel sticky or tacky at all. Like it doesn't even feel like I need to set with powder, to be quite honest. Okay, I want to play with some more shadows in here. I'm gonna go in with this light shade right here. And we're just gonna apply a little bit of this with the 203 brush just to see what we get. And I'm gonna apply a little bit right here in the inner corner. Okay, that's nice. It's definitely more of a glittery shadow. So these two formulas appear to be very similar, if not the same. They're more sparkly. They actually apply best with your fingertip than a brush, and they're not quite as like opaque as these shadows. Like you get more shimmer than you do color, but you can definitely build them and layer them. So the shadow palette is nice so far. I'm not blown away by it. I like the color combination. I like the packaging. I think it's really beautiful. The formulas, they're good, but they don't really like knock my socks off, to be quite honest. They're good. They certainly are good, but they're just not exceptional in my opinion. I'm going to line my eyes with this eye pencil, and this is the product I have been using and loving. This is the Seamless Glide eye pencil, and I got the shade Burnt Umber. I'm going to outline the outer half of the eye. This formula is so creamy and it really does just glide on the skin so beautifully. I'm actually going to just do one eye at a time because I am going to go in and kind of smudge this out. I'm going to go back into the eyeshadow palette. We're going to grab the darkest brown here with the N12 brush, and we're just going to run it right on top of this just to smoke it out a little bit. The pencil's really nice, very creamy. It glides on easily. It doesn't tug at the eye, very comfortable, and you have time to move it and manipulate it, but once it does set, it does stay in place. I've worn this several days and it wears beautifully. I haven't yet sharpened it yet, so I'm unsure. We'll sharpen it next and see how it sharpens because it's due for a little pruning. Oh, that eyeliner just pulls this all together. Perfect, so nice. Yeah, the eyeliner is a 10 out of 10. Okay, for lower lashes, I'm gonna go back in to that shade we used in the crease. I'm using the N12 brush, and I'm gonna use this as my lower lash line liner. Yeah, this shade is really pretty. Let's go ahead and move on to mascara. I'm gonna be using the Lisa Eldridge Kitten Lash Mascara, and I do love this product. I have been playing with this for a few weeks, and it's a really lovely formula. I love the wand on this. It's got a slight little curve, which means that you can really lift and keep a curl to your lash if you do curl your lashes. I like the teeth on this wand. They're very tight and tiny, so they really do grip each lash, pull the product through, and keep the lashes separated and fanned out. It's also a very like clean mascara wand in that it's not clumpy or gumpy or messy. Love this formula, really nice. And it's lightweight, I find, which a lightweight mascara is nice because if you curl your lashes, it's gonna keep them curled. If you use a heavier formula of mascara, it can weigh the lashes down. So even though you curl them, you know, throughout the day, they'll be weighed down by that product, but this is nice and lightweight. This gives a really beautiful lash. I would say that this is like a close runner up to my Bobbi Brown Smoky Lash Mascara that I love. That's my favorite. This is like a close runner up. It's really, really beautiful. And you can really layer and build this mascara. So if you don't want like a heavy dramatic lash, I'm going for a heavy dramatic lash today, but if you want a little lighter, softer lash, you can definitely get that by just a couple of sweeps of this on the lashes. and then stepping away. I've actually worn this to the gym, and I don't layer it up like this. I just do a coat, like a little sweep to just define the lashes, but it keeps them soft and natural looking. It's a really beautiful mascara. This is definitely a product that I would repurchase. I really like to load it up though, and I appreciate a mascara that allows you to do that. Really allows you to load up, get a full lash, but also not look clumpy, you know? Oh, it's so good. Look at that. It is so good. Okay, and then I'm gonna do a little sweep on the lower lashes, not much, just a little sweep. I can also appreciate a mascara that works on the lower lashes, and in order to work on the lower lashes, you need to have a formula that's lightweight, and you need to have a wand that isn't overly like big or messy, something that's clean that can control how much product you apply on the lashes. And this one is great for that. Okay, so it's time to come clean, you guys. When I filmed my Jones Road Beauty review a few weeks ago, it was brought to my attention that I miscategorized a product. I reviewed this as an eyeshadow, the shade Peachy, and I applied it as an eyeshadow. I thought it was an eyeshadow. It's actually a blush, you guys. I thought it was an eyeshadow because it's the exact same packaging as their eyeshadow, but it's actually a blush. So I thought I would apply it in today's video. I actually already did apply it, and it's funny because in the video when I thought it was an eyeshadow, I was talking about how it didn't have a lot of pigment. You could build it up, but I wasn't that impressed with it as an eyeshadow. Well, it's funny because I actually applied it on my cheeks in that video. I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll just, wear it over my blush and see how it looks. And I really liked it. And as a blush, it has all the qualities that I love in a blush. So I owe this product a fair redo. This is the best blush from Jones Road Beauty in the shade Peachy. And I've applied it on my cheeks already. We'll apply a little bit more. And it is a beautiful, beautiful blush. It's a matte shade, and it's just the perfect amount of pigment, not too much, but buildable. It's a beautiful peachy pink. It's matte, but it gives a little bit of a sheen, so it reflects light even though it doesn't have any shimmer or pearlescence to it. It's really, really nice, you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply that. Lisa Eldridge does not have any blushes, so I wanted to fill that part in with the Jones Road blush. Okay, let's move on to lips. I did apply a little bit already, but we're gonna go ahead and blot this. We are gonna go in with some Lisa Eldridge lip products. We're gonna go first in with the lip pencil. It's the Enhance and Define lip pencil in the shade Muse. I have been using this product. I really love it. It's so rich and creamy. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, smooth formula. And the color is nice and peachy. It's a peachy pink. It's very silky, very smooth. You could fill your whole lip in with this and wear it as a lipstick. This is a product that I definitely would repurchase and also pick up other shades in. Okay, then we're gonna go in with a lipstick. This is the Kitten Mischief lipstick, and I love this product. The formula, just like the lip pencil, very luxe, very pigmented, very creamy, very silk, just glides on beautifully. It's pretty opaque, so you get full pigment payoff, very nourishing on the lips. I would describe it as like a satin or a cream formula. Like, it's not matte, it's very hydrating. There's not a gloss to it, but there's a little bit of a shine. Oh, it's so beautiful. It is like seriously such a beautiful formula. This is also a product I would repurchase and pick up in other colors. And then last, we're gonna top it with the Lisa Eldridge Gloss. This is the shade Charm. It's a really pretty shade. Let me show you. It's kind of like a pop of bubblegum pink, really beautiful. The formula's nice and hydrating. This particular formula has the most subtle, refined, like pearlescence to it. It's not glittery or shimmery, but there is a little bit of sparkle to it. When you put it on the lips, you don't really see that sparkle, but what that sparkle does is it gives the illusion of fuller lips because that sparkle subtly reflects light and gives more volume to the lips. And this gloss is nice. I wouldn't say that this, knock your socks off impressive gloss, but it's nice. It feels good on the lips. It's not a super high shine gloss. Like, it's not like a Fenty Beauty or like a Maybelline Lift or Dior lip oil. I think of those as giving the lips like a very wet, high shine. And this doesn't do that, but you do get a little gloss. It's more, to me, it feels like a hybrid between a cream and a gloss. It feels very nice though. It's really beautiful. I take it back. I really like this product, but it's different for a gloss. If you're going into this with the expectation of having a high shine, you're not gonna quite get it. You do get some shine and some gloss. It's just not like some of these other lip gloss formulas that we're seeing where the gloss and the shine is like mega. But this feels amazing on the lips. Feels so good. And this is the finished look. I love the way that it came out. Overall, I really, really enjoyed these products from Lisa Eldridge. I didn't come across anything that was disappointing or that I didn't like. There definitely were some products that really jumped out to me as favorites and products that I would definitely recommend and repurchase, starting with both of the complexion products. So we've got the Seamless Skin Foundation and the Enhancing Tint. Both of these are lovely. This product is very much like a skincare product, a little bit of color, not a whole lot of coverage, but it feels beautiful on the skin and it looks beautiful on the skin. And it pairs nicely alone or underneath the foundation. This foundation is a 10 out of 10, you guys. I have to say, my skin looks incredible and it's self-setting. I didn't really set this with a powder. I used a little bit of the Kosas, but very minimally. There's really no need to set this with a powder. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. The skin looks natural, it looks flawless, it looks smooth. So those really stood out to me. The eyeshadow palettes, they're nice, but they weren't a product that really blew me away. I loved the packaging, I love the presentation, I love the color formula, I love the way that they look on the eyes. Certainly, they actually look really beautiful, but they didn't stand out to me in terms of formula that was something that was, super exceptional. I would describe Natasha Denon's as being a little bit more elevated, but yeah, it's nice, but not a product that like blew me away. The liquid eyeshadows are really nice and I would highly recommend them. I didn't apply the shimmer one, but I do really love this one. I've been wearing this one a lot and the matte ones are really nice. Good pigment and they just blend into the skin really evenly, smoothly. They're very easy to apply. The mascara is one that I would highly recommend and something that I would repurchase. Gives the option to have a light look or build and get more volume, fan out the lashes. You can really build and get, a nice dramatic lash with this. The wand's nice, everything's nice. 10 out of 10 for the mascara. When it comes to the lip gloss, it's okay. Again, it didn't kind of blow me away. It's really nice. It feels great on the lips. I'll enjoy this product, but I don't know that I would repurchase it. Other lip products definitely would repurchase. The lip liner and the lipstick, 10 out of 10. I'm gonna pick these up both in other shades. Don't forget, you guys, I will include links to all the products that I used in today's video. I think that covers it all, you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave all your questions down below. What are your favorite products from Lisa Eldridge? Drop that down below too. I really am impressed with her line and I'm excited to purchase more products. And so let me know what I should grab next. Also, if there's another brand that you want to see me do a full face of, let me know that down below. Have a beautiful day and I will see you guys in my next one. Thank you.